Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. It is an absolutely beautiful Saturday. I love, Saturday morning training is elite. Main thing, you just have time. You don't have to rush to get somewhere. You're just hopefully you don't have to. I don't have to. So it's just a very relaxed, take my time kind of day. We have that upper day. My back actually feels pretty good considering everything that's been done the last 2 days. The overhead press to the deadlift to everything else. I'm surprised at how good I feel. I did not even walk 9,000 steps yesterday. I think I did 7K. All said and done. I also think that the app, 7,502 steps. The app, as cool as it is, like being able to have your phone in your pocket and walk, there are a lot of steps that I don't get tracked in there. So I'm assuming I probably still walk around 2 or 3K, just naturally, because I don't have my phone in my hands when I'm walking around the gym and things like that. And so people that have an Apple Watch probably have a leg up, but I don't believe in Apple Watches, man. I don't believe in that stuff. No, I do, but I don't have one. So yeah, 7K steps yesterday, 7,500 steps yesterday. On top of everything else. You guys know the theory behind the upper day. We go heavy. It's more of a sloppy lifting day, right? Like you're just kind of throwing weight around as heavy as you can for as many reps most times. Like usually your goal is between 8 and 10 of a very heavy weight. So I think today I'm going to focus more on just going to failure. I don't really care how many reps I get. I just want to fail at everything and just move weight. Now, one of the things that I'd watched last night on YouTube that kind of gave me a really good thought process on training your back is the kind of bad technique or bad form, but just lifting really heavy, because you do have so many muscles in your back. Like think about all the different insertion points and the muscles inside the muscles and things of that nature, the muscle or the smaller portions of those muscles. So just, I think moving heavy weight is going to train your back in a way that's just different than the traditional, feel the stretch, do all those things. There's a time and a place, I think, for both. I think maybe 1 day a week of just moving weight and not focusing on having the best form. I think that is a really good thing to do. And today I do it with all my muscle groups. So my chest, my back, my arms, my shoulders. We just come here, move weight, and call it good. I don't necessarily believe, if you're brand new to the gym, I think the best thing you can do is focus primarily on technique. You have to know what you're doing before you start just throwing weight around. Because if you start, that's a really quick recipe to injury, is by not knowing what you're doing and just doing stuff. So definitely if you're brand new, which not a lot of people that follow me are brand new, but if you are brand new, don't just go in here and start throwing weight around. Start with the technique, learn how to do the stuff, and then once you have some experience, start experimenting. I think a lot of people stop experimenting in the gym, and that's the fun part. You don't need to go and do all these optimal things all the time. It's just not. To me, that actually becomes suboptimal by only focusing on doing the optimal things, because most likely you get bored. You don't change it up. You don't switch it up. And I think take something new, do something new, try something new. Go heavy here and there, do weight in a way that's not specific to, when you do a lat pull down, it doesn't have to be the perfect lat pull down. Just pull and come in here and pull. Come in here and just move some weight, and that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for you in a different way, not optimally, right? Yeah. I talked to one of my boys, Ben, today. Yesterday, actually, sent me a long video, but this is gonna get long. I'll talk about this at the end. Let me write up my notes so I don't forget. I have 2 things. So what I've been doing too is when I go on walks, I've been writing stuff down that I can talk about on YouTube. and I can't write it right now because I can't think. I'm not good at multitasking, but I think I said this yesterday too, or maybe 2 days ago, but yeah, I've been thinking about things I can talk about on YouTube, and that helps. That helps me remember the things I want to talk about and also give you guys more, right? Because something that I had been, one of the constructive criticism feedbacks was, the more I talk, the better, right? The more you guys get to know what goes on inside this head, the better. So, yeah, I gotta do, I did yoga again on my own. I need to film it still so you guys know I'm actually doing it, so I'm not just lying to you, but I have no reason to lie to you, so yeah. Doesn't make me cool to do yoga, I promise you that. It's just part of the game. But did it before I got here. It is now 9:50. I gotta go do some steps on the old treadmill, or not the treadmill, the stair stepper, and then we'll get into the workout itself. Start with that heavy cable crossover, and then into the incline heavy dumbbell press. So, you know what we say, let's get this work, boys. Let's get the work. First one was 99 pounds, 99 for 12, and then 121 was the second weight for 7, maybe 8. I don't remember. I have to rewatch the video. I have no idea how many reps I did, but that 121 was heavy. I couldn't even put my chest on the actual bench. It was way too heavy. Not too heavy. Right in goal, heavyweight, but whoo. All right, on to incline dumbbell bench. Alright, that's that. I'm very, very strong right now, which feels good, obviously. The pretty much full stacked, you can't say pretty much full stacked and not full stack the lat pull down, but I did 140 or 242 pounds on the lat pull down on my last set. I think I failed at 6, so I could probably do like 3 to 4 reps at the lat pull down on that, and then like dumbbell, like the curl to the, like the preacher curl to the hammer curl. That was like 35 on the preach to 50s on the hammer. And then incline dumbbell bench was the hundreds for 8 both sets. And like I said, and then the fly, you know, like everything just moved really well. And honestly, I understand if somebody was to say this guy's not natural, I get it. I am losing weight, getting leaner, and getting stronger. I naturally have big traps. I naturally have a wider width on my shoulders. So those are usually the telltale signs of somebody using gear. I'm not. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just because I'm so locked in right now or what it is, but definitely making some crazy progress in terms of just strength and things of that nature. But yeah, that's one of those things. The thing I was going to talk about with Ben, we talked about, so he had sent me a video where he was up to some nefarious things, and I had said, brother, you know, you're better than that. You know, like I laughed. I was like, it's funny, but like, you're better than that. Well, he said he appreciated that because somebody was holding him accountable, not just a yes man. And the reason I hold other people accountable, and I'm not holding them from a position of accountability because of perfection. I've done some bad things. I'm not a great guy. Honestly, I'm not even a nice guy, to be completely real. I can be if I enjoy you or I find you valuable, but for the most part, I'm not really a nice guy. But I do hold people accountable around me because I know people can be better than what they're being. Like, sometimes you're the voice of, you know, reason for other people. And if you see somebody doing something crazy, you know, maybe they'll take it wrong. If you're like Ben didn't take it wrong. He was like, man, I appreciate it. I needed that, you know, so I need to lock in. Not everybody can do that. And to be able to be in that position to say something like that, you yourself have to be, you know, holding yourself accountable, being the person that can say stuff like that to other people without it coming off as, you know, just saying stuff to say stuff. So I love that I am in that position with a lot of people. I do hold that power to be able to say, hey man, you're better than this, so be better than this, to a lot of people. So that feels good. And the main point of me even saying that story isn't to fluff myself up, but it's to tell you, try to be that person. Try to be the person that gets to say, hey man, you're better. You can do better than this, so do better than this, you know. That was one of my things. Let me see, what else? I had other notes of things I could potentially talk about today, or I could put them in another one or something like that. But the only other thing this one I actually do want to talk about because it relates to how I was just saying I'm a lot stronger right now. I do believe, and I know I said like I don't know how, but one of the things I believe that did happen is because I did CrossFit for so long, like I don't know, like 4 or 5 years, maybe 6. I mixed that in with everything else, and I kind of stopped bodybuilding training and just doing CrossFit. Now, the beautiful thing of CrossFit, I'm not going to tell you to go do CrossFit. What I'm going to tell you is it creates this feeling of explosive power. So like there's raw strength where you can just pick a deadlift up for 500 or whatever, but then there's this explosive power where it comes through cleans, power cleans, you know, snatching, doing gymnastics movements like a bar muscle up or things like that. They teach you explosive power. And so even yesterday when I was deadlifting, I was like, oh, I can feel this in my thighs, my quads. That is strictly because I've done a lot of, you know, Olympic lifting and things of that nature now. So I'm able to recruit other muscles. I do it in my bench now too. I can feel my press through my feet into the floor, through my quads, into my lower stomach, and then through my press. So it's like a full body movement instead of I'm just benching, right? And I didn't know how to do that until I started doing CrossFit. Now, I think you don't have to do CrossFit necessarily, but I think you should do some kind of explosive movement for a period of time to learn the technique, because it teaches you so many things. It gives you that explosive power capability where like you start understanding what's actually going on in your head or where things are connecting and things of that nature. So yeah, that's a lot. I'm giving you a lot to think about. I probably should have just stopped after the Ben thing, but hey, it's all good. I want you guys to get as much value as you can from the things that I know and kind of how it's going. So we'll wrap it up there. Great day overall. I feel very, very, very strong. And yeah, man, take care of your bodies, take care of your minds. We'll see you tomorrow for the lamest but most necessary day of the week.